I'm about to give you 10 tips on how to scale a service business that most people will never figure out. Because here's what they get wrong. They think scaling means working more hours, more clients, more chaos, more stress. And before they know it, they've built themselves the most expensive job in America. Before we get into the 10 tips, let me tell you what actually scales a service business. It's not working harder or hiring more people. It's controlling the customer flow. That's what I teach in my digital leasing business model. I'm making over $41,000 a month with this system, and thousands of my students are using it to create financial freedom and change their own lives. If you want to learn how to do the same, I have a free training that teaches you my process. The link is in the description. Now here's the 10 tips to help you push the needle. Tip number 1, systemize everything. If you're doing the same task twice, you need a system for it. Most service business owners are out here just winging it every single day. Every client onboarding looks different. Project delivery depends on whoever's handling it. And the follow-up is just hoping that you remember who needs what from you, right? That's chaos, guys. That's not a business. Here's what I did when I started scaling. I documented every process, how we onboarded clients, how we deliver the service, how we handle objections, how we follow up. I put it all in writing and made it repeatable. That way, when I hired someone, I didn't have to train them from scratch every single time. I just handed them the system and said, follow this. And here's the thing about systematizing. It doesn't mean that you lose your personal touch. It means you deliver consistency, and consistency is what builds trust at scale, right? Tip number 2, hire for attitude, train for skill. I used to think I needed to hire people with years of experience, the best salespeople, the best project managers, the best everything. And you know what I found out? Experience doesn't mean they'll fix your culture. It doesn't mean they'll care. And it doesn't mean they show up every day ready to win with you. I'd rather hire someone hungry, right? Somebody coachable, somebody who wants to grow, and train them myself. Because skills can be taught, but attitude can't. When I started hiring people who believed in my mission and wanted to level up their own lives, everything changed. They showed up with completely different energy, right? The way that they would perform and the way that they cared about the work, everything just changed. And when you have people who care, you don't have to micromanage them. They take ownership, and that's when you start to scale. Tip number 3, focus on your zone of genius. Let me break this down for you. There are 4 types of tasks in your business. Task you're great at and you love doing, task you're great at but you hate doing, task you suck at but you have to do, and task you suck at and you hate doing on top of it. Most business owners spend 80% of their time in the last 3 categories. They're answering emails and fixing client issues and doing admin work and handling logistics. And then they wonder why they're exhausted and their business isn't growing. Well, here's the truth. You need to spend 80% of your time in your zone of genius. For me, that's vision and strategy and content and coaching, right? Everything else, I just delegated out. If someone else can do it 80% as good as me, they should be doing it. Not because I'm lazy, but because my time is worth more focused on the things that I can do. Figure out your zone of genius and ruthlessly protect it, okay? Tip number 4, build a sales system, not a sales team. Most service businesses fail at scaling because they think hiring more salespeople is the answer. So they hire 3 reps and then they wonder why none of them are closing deals. Well, here's why. You didn't give them a system. You hired them and told them to go sell. But nobody knows your process or your pitch or how to handle objections like you do. They're winging it just like you were before you hired them. A sales system means every prospect goes through the same exact journey, same script, same questions, same follow-up sequence. It becomes predictable and repeatable and trainable. Once you have that dialed in, now you can hire reps and plug them into the system. And when they follow the systems, they close. So don't hire salespeople and hope they figure it out. Build the system first and then hire people to run the system. Tip number 5, track your numbers religiously. If you don't know your numbers, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Think about it for a second. How many leads are you generating each week? What's your conversion rate on those leads? What's your average client value? What's your cost to acquire that customer, right? What's your profit margin per service that you've offered during that week? If you can't answer these questions off the top of your head, then you're flying blind. I track everything, every lead that comes in from every source, and every sale that we close, and every expense that goes out. And I review those numbers every single week because numbers don't lie. They'll tell you exactly what's working and what's not. They'll tell you if your marketing sucks or if your sales process is broken. They'll tell you if you're spending too much on overhead or if you need to raise your prices to your customers. Most business owners avoid their numbers because they're scared of what they'll find. But you can't fix what you don't measure, guys. Get obsessed with your metrics and you'll know exactly where to focus your energy. Tip number 6, increase your prices. This one trips people up every single time. They think they need to be the cheapest option to win. But here's the reality. Cheap clients are the worst clients because they complain the most and demand the most and leave the fastest. When I doubled my prices, you know what happened? I didn't lose clients. I lost headaches. The people who stayed were serious. They valued the work and respected the process, and I ended up making more money working with fewer people. That's leverage, right? You're not here to be the Walmart of your industry. You're here to deliver premium results, and premium results deserve premium pricing. If you're scared to raise your prices, that's a belief problem. That's not a market problem. Charge what you're worth and watch how the quality of your clients change overnight for you. Tip number 7, build repeat revenue. This is the game changer, right? Most service businesses are stuck in the feast or famine cycles. They land a big client and they're flush with cash for a month. Then it dries up and they're scrambling again, right? That's not a business. That's a roller coaster. The business that scales smoothly, well, they have predictable repeat revenue through monthly retainers and subscription models, right? And service agreements as well. When I shifted my business to focus on repeat income, everything stabilized. I knew exactly how much money was coming in each month, which meant I could actually plan ahead and invest back into the business and then scale with real confidence. One-time projects are great, guys, but they're not scalable, right? Repeat revenue is what allows you to hire. It allows you to invest in systems and grow without consistently chasing the next deal. If your service business doesn't have a repeat revenue component, that's the first thing you need to fix. Tip number 8, stop chasing every opportunity. When you're starting out, you say yes to just about everything, right? Every client and every project and every referral. You're just trying to survive. But once you start scaling, saying yes to everything will kill your momentum. Not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Some clients aren't worth your time, and some projects don't align with your vision, and some partnerships will drain you, right? So learn to say no. You've got to protect your energy and protect your focus and protect your mission. The healthiest businesses aren't the ones doing the most. They're the ones doing the right things with the right people at the right times. And here's what I love about this. Saying no is how you create space for the opportunities that actually matter. Tip number 9, invest in marketing that works. Most service businesses rely on referrals and word of mouth, and that works until it doesn't. Referrals are great, but they're not predictable. You can't control when they come in or how many you get. If you want to scale, you need a marketing system that generates leads on demand. For me, that's SEO and content, right? I rank websites and create content that attracts the right people and generates leads that turns into clients consistently and predictably every month. You don't need to be on every platform, and you don't need a massive ad budget. You just need one channel that works, and then you scale the shit out of it. Find the marketing channel that brings you qualified leads and double down on it, and don't stop until it's a machine. Tip number 10. Build a culture people want to be a part of. You can have the best systems and the best marketing and the best everything, but if your culture sucks, people won't stay. And when people don't stay, you're constantly hiring and training and putting out fires. I built my business around one core belief. We don't just help people make money. We help them become better humans, better spouses, better parents, and better leaders. When people feel like they're a part of something bigger than just a paycheck, then they show up different. They care more about the work and they put in the effort without being asked. And they stick around, guys, for the long haul. And that's how you build the team that scales with you. Culture isn't a poster on the wall. No, it's how you treat your people and the standards you hold and the mission that you're chasing together. Get that right and scaling becomes so much easier. Look, these 10 tips on how to scale a service business will move the needle if you apply them. You systematize, you hire right, guys, you focus on what matters. You track your numbers, you raise your prices, build repeat revenue for your company. You say no to all those distractions and create a culture people actually want to be a part of. So do these things and you'll scale, but ignore them and you'll stay stuck. But here's what changed everything for me. I realized the most valuable asset in any business isn't the service that you deliver, it's the customers coming through the door. That's what digital leasing is. You own digital assets that generate customers for service businesses, and those businesses pay you monthly to access those leads. Service businesses will always need customers, right? They'll always have capacity that they need to fill, and they'll always pay for leads that turn into revenue for their business. That's why this works. You're not competing with them. You're solving their biggest problem, which is getting qualified customers in the door consistently. I'm making over $41,000 a month with this model, and my students are building real financial freedom with it. If you're serious about building something that generates income without trading time for money, check out the free training in the description below. I break down the entire digital leasing model, show you how these assets work, and walk you through exactly how to get started. It's completely free, and it could change everything for you. Let's go build something that lasts.